know if you can see it, but the head of this switch, right here, there's a big hole. So again, I'm not really too sure why that was done that way. What really punctured the box. I was pretty confident that it's this piece right here. I just got off work, so I'm really tired. I had to wake up around 3. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this little piece right here that got dented into the box. But again, I don't really see any too significant damage. But the bag, or the little envelope thing that was holding this on, or holding this in there, it seemed to be ripped open and then taped back up again. So I don't know if you're just checking the contents of the box or what. But this was from the United States, which is still kind of weird why I was doing that, or why it arrived that way. This arrived at my house while I was on my trip, but because I never had that happen before, where there's a damaged box. And speaking of which, I think I still have to write my review of the eBay seller. But you know, no harm done. The kit still looks great, and so let's get into pieces. So there's 2 sprues. And I'm going to change this into macro mode. Alright, that should be a bit better. So again, there's 2 sprues for this kit. One's kind of like the main hole in the body with the riders, and the other one's just kind of the accessory sprue. So let's see here. This is the back. Let's go to the front. And it's pretty standard for any of the other Dark Elder kits. There's the chain snares there, and then some of the backing part, some extra little details, a flag, some little rider bits, and then the back of the hull, the 2 splinter rifles, or the splinter cannon, which I'll probably be using splinter cannon if I can. Maybe we'll see. I think I got the splinter cannon on there. Then this is just the back, and then the jets, some of the details, and the bottom of the Venom. Then there's a cockpit area. It's kind of detailed in there, not too much. There's a bit of buttons and things. And so the only little gripe I have about this kit, which really to me it makes sense, but I don't really use them too much, is that the riders are witches. They don't have any armor except for the armor that witches use. So there isn't any cool warrior heads or anything like that. But you know, it's fine, because they had to get some witch riders on there anyway. So that makes sense to me, but you know, as a warrior user, I guess, it would have been nice to see warrior parts, but I can always use them from the Ravager or the any other raider that I don't use. So this is the main hull. Looks pretty cool. Nice lines. Again, since there was box damage, this is perfectly fine, nice and sharp, and it looks pretty menacing. I'm pretty glad that they don't have a sail, because I know Blue Table Painting, they have their Venoms that do have sails, and I'm not really a fan of that. I like the sails on the Raiders because it looks cool, but on the little Venoms they don't really match too well. But this is kind of a cool bit here, the like the double scythe on chain thing, which is nice. I can use those on other witches if I wanted to, or on models that just have close combat weapons. And then the other raider or witch parts, splinter pistols, and such. So that's the sprue, and you have the vents. So not too complicated of a model. Looks pretty good. And then the only pieces that actually came off the sprue were these, with the cockpit. I think I'll paint these because I don't really want to paint the detail inside, and I can use the bodies for something else if I wanted to. And plus, trying to glue these things on and not have them be all fogged up by the super glue, or trying to use white glue to glue these on, kind of a pain in the butt. So I'll just paint them, paint in black or something like that. But they'll look cool anyway. And so there's that. Kind of get into the detail a little bit more. Let's see here. I mentioned that using the crew from the Raiders. Well, my crew, I'm painting the crew now. That's part of the stuff that's being painted, and I plan to use them all for my Raiders. And when I store them, I'll have to be like super careful, because they're one of the models that looks the best when everything's put together. Really dynamic, and I've been able to use some cool conversions for the guys who hang off the Raider. And as this will either be a Trueborn or a Incubi / Archon Venom, I probably won't do the same. I'll probably be plain, or I'll just convert them to look like Trueborn or such. Although I'm not sure if I'm going to get extra Incubi and have them hang off the Raider. Maybe have them stand in there or something. But this is a cool bit. It has a skull, and then has like a little Aquila on there, the skull. But I like that type of skull. Looks pretty cool. I think this also has a orc skull on a pike. Yeah, it's right there. And then also the head underneath that is also a Tau skull, which is kind of cool. Haven't seen that before. On the Raider they have the Kroot, so I guess they don't really like Tau and Kroot. But so that's kind of a cool skull. I haven't noticed that before. What's the back look like? But then they smashed another human skull in there as well. A really good idea that I've been having since I'm hearing about hull points and everything. I don't have the 6th edition rulebook yet, but you can use these pikes, especially the ones with the skulls on them, as like the hole markers. So that's probably what I'll do. And since I have a bunch of those, that's one thing I'm not going to use for the Raiders or the Venom kits at least, are these little pike things. And they can go, so I can find on this kit. Flip this around. No, I'm not seeing it. Oh, there they are. So, yeah, I can't really see them. It's easier on this. So, you'll see in there, the two perfect little holes. That's where you can put the little pike things. They just slide in there. And so that'd be a perfect idea to use for the hull points. You just stick them on there, kind of like Battleship with the hit markers, and then you can use that as a hull point. So if there's 2, you put 2 down, or if there's 1, you put 1. Depending on how many hull points this has, I have no idea since I don't even have the rulebook. But that's a good idea, and also to have these magnetized the sails, because that's always a good idea. Just getting into this Raider real quickly, you can see the liquid green stuff. I gotta sand that down a bit. But this one turned out pretty well. You can still see the ring of where the magnet is. Same with this one, but it's still pretty smooth. I think it's just like that because of the liquidity or whatever with the green stuff. But that's the Venom, and I hope you enjoyed that little unboxing. I think I will throw this in with day 9, and I'll put a little picture of the Venom that's built, and throw that in there for day 9, and I'll do a little update. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye.